It's lights, camera, action for these young broadcasters. Learn about the big week they had and big opportunities ahead of them. Plus, he looks just like another baseball coach. See why to this team, he's a whole lot more. And music is in the air and smiles on the faces as we bring you the sights and sounds of the Elementary Dance Festival. Hello and welcome to Inside Vancouver Public Schools. I'm Carl Click. We start with some good news. Eisenhower Elementary School has earned the state's highest honor, the Washington Achievement Award.
Eisenhower has kind of a magical energy, I think.
Eisenhower Elementary School is a happy place these days.
If we could measure smiles coming in the door, we would win a lot of awards.
But because they can't, they'll have to settle for just one, the Washington Achievement Award, given out by the Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction. It's the biggest state honor a school can earn. Eisenhower earned it for its effort to reduce the achievement gap for students with special needs. The secret?
We worked together as a team to come up with as many possible ways to meet students' needs as possible.
That means weekly meetings to strategize how to assist struggling students.
Everyone on that team will step up and say, well, for this child, I'm able to do this or this or this. And I can jump in and say, you know what, if you'll do this, here's what I can do.
But staff members are just part of the team. Parents, like Sean Jendeski, are just as important.
So my son is behind. He doesn't necessarily have a learning disability, but he's a little slower at comprehension, and he's just, he's behind, so he has to take longer to catch up.
Teachers take extra steps to assist Sean's son and students like him.
We have meetings and they run me through everything that he's learning, what skills he needs to work on, what he could improve on.
With hard work, Sean's son is getting back on track.
Having that extra help while he was behind in school to help get him forward it's priceless.
Some students with disabilities or language barriers can be a challenge, and that's how the team approach at Eisenhower helps teachers.
They feel comfortable coming and asking for help and not leaving feeling like they've been judged and why don't you know how to do this, but comfortable asking and saying, do you have ideas?
As students improve, teachers see the reward for all this hard work every day. But still, it's nice for others to take notice too.
We work hard here, and when that work pays off in objective, concrete ways, it lets us know that yes, the extra effort we're putting in is making a difference in kids' lives.
Eisenhower was just one of a handful of schools in Clark County to earn the Washington Achievement Award. Congrats to Principal Jennifer Blechschmidt and her staff. We have more awards to tell you about, this time for staff members. Steve Horton, the building operator at Alki Middle School, won the first ever Green Apple Award from Clark County. Steve was honored for his leadership of the school's environmental club, which has helped reduce waste over the past 12 years. Alki's gone from 6 dumpsters of trash per day down to 1, thanks to recycling and composting efforts. The club also picks up trash in the community, among other volunteer work. Congrats to Steve and all those students at Alki. Not to be outdone, Geyser Middle School has its own green hero. Science teacher Charlene Shea was honored by KCTS, a Seattle area public broadcasting station, along with Pemco Insurance. She earned a 2017 Golden Apple Moments Award for her environmental work at Geyser. Shea and her students have undertaken several efforts to reduce waste and improve the local watershed. Under her leadership, Geyser has also earned state and federal recognition for its green efforts. And students training in careers for television get their first taste of professional glory. And as Amanda Richter explains, it all came in one amazing weekend.
Stand by. We're in music. Ready, open?
The CR News crew at Columbia River High School runs through their usual morning news routine.
3, 2, 1. Cue.
But there's an extra pep in their step these days. Teacher Janine Blackwell's video production students are back from an amazing weekend. First, a statewide competition. They took the gold in broadcast news production in the Skills USA event and qualified for nationals this summer.
They're pretty nerve-wracking. You have 20 minutes to make a 3-minute show, and so once you get into it, you start getting like the groove of it, and once you get into like the hang of it, you're good to go, and it feels a lot better.
The stress of the competition mirrors the kind of work environment these students will face if they pursue a job in news.
It's kind of important that we have this, and it does, in a way, teach us how to get out into the real world.
I definitely think Skills USA is an awesome way to learn about jobs that you're going to take in the future and learn how to do it in a professional and industry standard.
And the industry they strive to join is recognizing their hard work. That's the second big accomplishment. CR News is nominated for a Regional Student Emmy, competing against students from 5 states. If they win, they'll accept the award on the same stage as professional broadcasters.
I didn't really sink in for a couple days, and then I was like, oh my gosh, that's a real Emmy. Wow, cool.
CR News is nominated in the General News category for the kind of show they produce on a regular basis.
It's really great to be recognized for that we do really amazing work, that we do try really hard. All of our stuff is clean, it looks good.
But it's really good to know that people like the work that we put out and that it's doing something for the community.
To pull off an Emmy-nominated newscast, it takes a team. A director, graphics operator, audio, teleprompter, floor director, anchors, reporters, and more.
We all did it, and we all can share in the glory of that, and I think that's really cool.
Inside Vancouver Public Schools, I'm Amanda Richter.
The CR News team will find out if they won the Emmy in early June and will compete this summer in Louisville for the Skills USA National Championship. If you want to see their work, check out the student report on Comcast Channel 328. CR News is one of several shows produced by students featured in that half-hour block. You can find the schedule at esd112.org/TVETC. The Skills USA competition is about building job skills, and CR News isn't the only winner from Vancouver. There are a number of categories and so many winners we can't list them all here, but you can find the complete list of gold, silver, and bronze medalists on the district website. Just go to vansd.org and look for the News Center. There's a huge demand for workers in science, technology, engineering, and math. To prepare kids for those careers, schools are starting early. At Hardy Elementary, they held a STEM fair. It's like an old-fashioned science fair taken to the next level. Students come up with solutions to problems in the world. They test their hypotheses and present their ideas to real-life science professionals. The judges were excited by what the next generation has to offer.
Oh, I love how their brains work. Most of them, it takes a little bit to get them, to open up, but once you get them going, you really get to get some insight into how they think and what it is about the project that interests them.
For the kids, half of the excitement is the work, and half is the chance to try a new way of learning and sharing ideas.
What I like doing is I like to show other people what I learned. I seeing what they've learned too from what they've done.
So I like this much better than a worksheet because it's like you actually get to do stuff, and we told the community about it.
150 4th and 5th graders participated in the event, which included an evening portion for parents and family members to attend. All right, parents, if you have a little one, now is the time to register for kindergarten. If your student is ready to go to class, head to your neighborhood school to get signed up for next year. Registration must be done in person and can take up to an hour. It's easier if you print the registration form from the district website first, and be sure to bring immunization records, emergency contact information, and proof of age. Again, the district website has lots of information, including which is your local school. That's www.vansd.org. At Fort Vancouver High School, sports can sometimes be a challenge. Fort has many low-income families, and kids with those challenges can have a hard time participating in athletics. For example, baseball. As Nick Vole reports, there aren't more kids on the roster this season, but there are more fans and there's more support.
27 years ago, Fort Vancouver High School won the state title in baseball. A reminder of that moment still hangs on the press box, peeling away like a fading memory. Today's players don't think about past glory, they think about the simple joys of the game.
I love the atmosphere, spitting seeds, chewing gum. I like I like playing in the field, hitting, all that. It's all fun.
It's not fun to lose, though, and that's been a common theme for Fort in recent years.
1, 2, 3, Trappers!
Coach Owen Frazier is working to turn that around.
For us, it's just been about, trying to start with small successes, whether that's just having everybody with a uniform ready to play in a game. And it seems weird and sounds kind of silly, but at the end of the day, those are the kinds of things we started with. And now we're at the point where we go out expecting to win every game that we play.
The Trappers are making progress and have met several major goals this year, but no single coach or player can do it alone. Enter Tim Crownover.
Baseball has been a part of my life from all my life.
2 years ago, Coach Crownover, whose day job is pastor at the Gathering Place Church, reached out to Coach Frazier.
We met, I saw his resume and was like, this is a guy that I need to talk to that's offering to come help.
Crownover played college and professional baseball and was a head coach in Idaho before moving to Vancouver. A few years out of the game, he felt the urge to coach again.
It's kind of what I'm designed to do, so I'm not real happy unless I'm doing it.
Reaching out is part of his church's philosophy.
We enjoy being engaged in community, and there's just nothing better than getting to know your neighbors.
For these young students of the game, an experienced mentor is invaluable.
He's helped me as a pitcher, much like pitching, like the technique, the pitches, and just the mental side of pitching.
Coach Crownover didn't come to Fort alone.
Tim had mentioned that at one of our games, he just felt like we needed some more butts in the seats.
Suddenly, church members began showing up at games, dressed in red, cheering for the Trappers.
So it's nice having people that aren't just like parents, that are kind of required to be here. It's nice to have that, and actually people cheering you on.
It's not just moral support, it's financial. Fort's field is next to the school district's bus barn, and foul balls often ended up over the locked fence. The solution, a batting cage.
And it's something that pretty much every baseball program has, but they're expensive.
Church members raised $3,000, which, combined with school and booster funds, paid for a new cage.
It's something that I think has instilled a lot of pride in our kids. Yeah.
The pride is obvious. The wins are starting to come. And it's a bit of a cliche, but it's true. What's happening at Fort is bigger than just sports.
We're doing more than just teaching baseball. We're teaching young men to be contributing citizens to community. We're teaching them how to persevere in tough times in life, how to work through problems, how to work together, how to be a part of a productive team. I think those are all critical to life.
The team still lost more games than it won this year, but they did win their first league game in several years. Coach Frazier's team was mostly made up of underclassmen, so they're already looking forward to the improvements they'll make next season and beyond. A special event at Skyview High School highlights the diverse life experiences of its student body. The second annual Skyview Bolt event, organized by the school's student leadership, gave students a chance to share something about themselves with their classmates. Bolt was modeled after the famous TED Talk series, so most of the students told a story about their own lives, which can be nerve-wracking.
Up there, it feels like the whole world's looking at you, and you feel all the pressure in the world, but once you're up there, it's like, it doesn't feel as bad, because for me, personally, I was talking about myself. It's not that hard to talk about me, and that's not in a bad way.
Skyview is a big school, and students can go their whole high school careers without meeting other students. BOLT stands for Building Our Legacy Together.
It brings us together by showing us how we're different. It's kind of a paradox, but it works because we all have, similar situations, but unique ways with dealing with them. So just getting to know people.
So it was really unique experience to get to see students that I had never didn't know personally, go through struggles that I might not have gone through, but could relate to on some way or another, and that inspired me in what I was going through.
The event includes music and poetry, whatever it takes for students to express themselves. 25 students in the leadership class organized the event, which included a daytime performance for students and an evening community event. Budding young musicians have a new opportunity to learn an instrument, all for free. A new program for 5th grade students will begin next year. Students can choose from a number of instruments and will be taught by VPS music teachers. The classes are before school at all of our district middle schools. Current band students we talked to encouraged younger students to give this a shot.
I just really think this is fun. It was really interesting for me.
It's just very easy and fun to play.
My favorite part of band class is being able to be with my friends, and when I learn things, I get to go home and show my family and make them happy and me happy.
The sign-up period for this program has closed. Parents will find out this summer if their student was accepted. The arts are considered part of the core curriculum in Vancouver Public Schools, and they're offered in some form at every school in the district. One of those art forms has been honored in a big annual celebration. Students from all over town came to Vancouver School of Arts and Academics and Skyview High School to strut their stuff. Here now are the sights and sounds from the Elementary School Dance Festival.
It's just really fun and it makes me move around.
A little nervous at first, but later on it was fun. You can make anything out of a dance.
We've been working on it for about 2 months. I think we did pretty good.
All that was from the daytime performance at VSAA. If you want to see the evening performance in its entirety, the video production team from Sacagawea Elementary School has you covered. Check it out on Comcast Channel 328. And that's it for us. Thanks for watching Inside Vancouver Public Schools. Until next time, I'm Carl.